Welcome back, everybody. I'm Parsons. Today I'm going to be taking you through a workout that you can do to help out with that golf performance, make you stabilize, work that midsection, hit that explosive power. As you can see, we're in my garage, so we've got a couple different things. Here's going to be the workout that we're going through. You can check out this list right here. But we're going to be going through and we're going to do a one-arm butterfly with the band. This one's going to be great because it's going to work that midsection, okay? So you can see that you're having to brace as we go through, pull that band across and work the chest. We're going to be using a band to do a lat pull down, okay? This one again is great because it makes you stabilize, but we're really pulling and creating a lot of force with those lats as we're coming down, which is huge. Remember, trying to pull down and through, working that sequence and able to leverage off against it. We're going to do some box jumps, okay? And it doesn't have to be anything crazy high. We've got to work that explosive strength, let you see what each one sort of, how to create it, get off the ground, increase that vertical as much as possible. We're going to have some lunge shovel digs. Fantastic for that lower body, shredding that midsection, working the shoulders, just an overall great exercise that every golfer should be doing. We've got some side little crunches, sort of like a chop, but using more to really hit those obliques, all right? Making sure that we can fire those while we rotate. Again, keeping that tree trunk, so to speak, nice and healthy in the golf swing. We've got some deadlifts just because they are fantastic. Working, multiple different areas from the ground up into the ankles, the knees, hitting the glutes, firing in with that back, again, hitting that core, allowing you to pull, creating more of that force and power. And then we're ending on some ab rollouts. If you have an ab wheel, you can use that, or use obviously what I've got here. But this one's great because it really makes you have to extend out, brace and hold while you pull back. Just an overall great workout. If you haven't already, check out the workout, the warm-up. Go on, hammer that out. Let's dive in and run through this. All right, boys and girls, let's get going. You can see that I've got a couple different setups here. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to start in this golf posture, arm out, bracing with that lower body and that midsection. I'm pulling this straight back in the front. I'm having to fight the urge to rotate with it, so it's really just hitting up and through that pec into that front delt. We're going to try to go through and do 10. We're going to see how good I can count while I talk and explain. But what we really want to focus on is don't let it turn, okay? As always, we get to go and do the other side as well. Get it nice and braced. Pull. If you need to add some resistance with it, all you have to do is step out. Okay, but I really want you to hold in that center for a nice 2 to 3 seconds. The straighter that arm is, the better the workout. Have a nice, slight little bend, nothing crazy. You can see quite a bit of bend in mine. And I think that's one more. All right, so pull-ups would be great. I know that a lot of you are going to fatigue out, so I love using my monster bands here. Going down, I want nice posture, and we're just going to pull. Again, I'm going to sort of squeeze and hold as I'm through there. And you can't see from this angle, but as I go down, I like to pull my arms wide out to the side so they're not coming straight down. The elbows are out. I'm really firing those lats. I can feel a little shaking as I'm coming up through there, and really trying to feel those elbows down next to my side, okay? And if I was counting right, this should be number 10 right there. Next, the box jumps, okay? Get set. What we're looking for is as you go up, we want a nice quiet landing. If you're coming back down jump, I'm probably just going to step, but you're up. You can tell it's nice and quiet. Trying to make everything nice and smooth. Working that explosiveness, but again, real quiet so there's not a ton of impact on there, okay? Again, it doesn't have to be super high. Get a comfortable height that you can do. especially if you're going to be going through more than one set, because you'll find that you're going to fatigue out and not be able to produce as much force and power there. The last thing we want you to do is to get hurt while you're going through this. So, our lunge shovel digs. I've got 10 pounds. We're going to go down to the lunge position, turn, extend it, really rotate and let that come up and through. It's going to hit those obliques. The better that you keep the lower body nice and quiet and smooth, the better off. And you'll notice this is going to be a pretty big booger coming off of the box jumps. And the reason that I did it that way is to really make sure that as we get that explosiveness and tire out those legs, that then you're able to create a nice, steady, stable base while we do this exercise. So I think one more here. All right. So we're about halfway done through the first set. Grab the band, whatever's comfortable. Again, we're in that golf posture. And what I want you to do is you're coming down into that side, okay? I always like to try to mimic the golf swing as much as I can, but in this instance, you'll see that I have a lot of kickback. Again, what that's doing is it's really hitting down into those obliques. So I'm having to rotate, having to open up my hips. Whew. But again, I'm really getting that nice workout and definition, because I know as we go through and hit golf balls, we're going to have that lateral bend. And if we're just doing crunches, we're not mimicking that movement the same way. Okay? So we have to be able to work everything through the best that we can. Again, to make sure that it stays healthy, but also while we're keeping it healthy, make it stronger, make it more functional, make it produce more of that speed and power. So deadlifts, if you don't have a bar at home, you can just use weights. Watch your lower back, watch your form, especially as we go through more and more of these. These are great for the hamstring, for the quad, for that back, for those glutes, everything in between. You know, really working those shoulder blades. Whew. And now a little ab roll out. Just going out, having to brace, stop, and then pull back. And again, we've used that core on almost every exercise so far. So by now, it's pretty tired. And you're about to work double time. Make sure that your abs are doing the work. If they're not, you're going to know, because you're going to feel it in the back. Okay? Who's keeping count for me? That's normally my job. Again, talking, explaining, and counting. Whew. Definitely tough. So we've got one more. There we go. There is one round. You know, do what you can do. Okay? Don't start off saying, oh man, I've got to be able to get through 3 rounds, or, you know, don't worry about the time that it takes you. If you need to take a break in between sets, take a break, okay? But make sure that you pay attention to the form. Things kill me here. Watch the form, Work each body group correctly, okay? You don't have to sit there, and again, don't feel like you've got to get, up to a crazy height immediately. Come up with a different variation, for the lats if you need to, whatever. Use this as a tool. Hopefully I've got more of these coming. Man, oh man. Try to keep you on your toes, mix it up, help you improve that golf performance. Something you can follow along with. Again, if you want to, either jot it down, write it down, and or you can go back, start over. All right, so there would be a golf workout if we're not looking at improving range of motion. We just did some pretty demanding things, working on the bodies. Now what we want to do is focus on the areas that we just tore down, stretch those out, and make sure that we're maintaining or improving, okay, never losing. So a couple of very simple stretches. We can do the old Doorframe Stretch, and all I want to do is rotate back and against it and let off. So whenever we're pulling down through, we're obviously working into that pec major and minor. You can sort of play around with how high and how low. I just did that in reverse order, I know. But just holding for a second, and again, twisting against it, holding, feeling that stretch, help open up in through that chest so that we're not, looking like a muscle bound, everything in through there. Now on the next one, we did lats, which again, I'm huge on helping those improve, but I know the majority of you have tight lats. What we're going to do here is we're going to take the arm up and over, then want to reach and grab, and now I'm pulling it towards me as I lean. I like this variation because it's hitting down and through that tricep, down and through, in that armpit and that shoulder, but then as I lean, I'm also getting that nice big lat stretch. You can lean back and sort of look up to improve on that, play around with it and sort of see, but you should be able to knock out and do both directions, get a nice big stretch, improve that lat range of motion so the arms don't get short and swing, but you can get them extended out. Straightforward on the next, just a quad stretch. You can do it standing. We can go in through here. I like to go into this variation and hold this up and lean forward because I know a lot of you at home, as you're standing doing this, you give me this number, but we're not elongating in through that quad, okay? So I can actually take it from here. This is a great version of a hip flexor as well. And lean back while I'm pulling on that. And now it's basically going from the knee up into that quad, in through that hip flexor. Which brings us over to the next one. We're going to do a 45 degree. So instead of a traditional hip flexor going this way, I'm going to bring it out and work that inner part. Same thing, hold just for a second. And you can play around with some different angles on this one as well. If you can go deep enough, you're going to start to feel it on the front leg as well. And it's almost like you're going in, learning to do the splits. Last but not least, and again, do as much of this as you want. I'm trying to get through this just for you to be able to see, but going through and doing a QL stretch. So I'm straight away, hand up and over, and giving it a nice side bend. So I'm not necessarily stretching the hamstring from here, but as I'm going down and over, stretching out down through that erector into that QL muscle, really getting that, holding for a second, going both directions. A lot of my tour players hated that exercise, but it's one of the best ones for them. They sort of learned to like it after they saw the results on how much it helped out with that lower back, protecting and improving range of motion, etc. So dive in. There's a nice workout for you. As always, make sure if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Love to hear the feedback. If you have anything that you'd like for me to talk about or do a workout on, anything golf related, let me know, guys. We'd love to help out. Again, thanks as always, and check back for more workouts to help improve that golf performance. Thanks.